Hello and welcome to Estuary TV News. On tonight's show, staying safe in the saddle. A few things we could all learn about how to treat horses on the road.
Well, it's very important that people that take horses on the road are aware of every eventuality.
From London's Olympic Park to the National Championships, opportunities for young people in the country's top marching band.
We played on the Olympic Park, and then this last year we won the British Youth Marching Band Championship for the whole of the UK.
And Tom Reed takes a look ahead at the weekend's sport. But first, here's James Dunn with the news headlines.
Hello, in the news today, a possible sinkhole has opened up in Cleethorpes, and could you be a part of the country's best marching band? A possible sinkhole has opened up on Cleethorpes North Promenade over the weekend. North East Lincolnshire Council say they do not know what caused the hole, but it's possible that December's tidal surge and recent heavy rainfall could have dislodged the foundations. The hole was fenced off yesterday while inspectors assessed what repairs are needed.
We'll just start to sort of identify potential issues and then knock them off one by one. I would hate to think that we've got something as exciting as that here in Cleethorpes, out of season.
But the head of highways would not be drawn into speculation that this was indeed a sinkhole.
The next stage is obviously process of elimination. The first thing we'll do before we start digging up loads of road and footpath is to get a camera inside the drainage system, and we can then obviously see if there's any failure. If there's been a failure, then we can start to plan the repair works afterwards.
More than half of workers in East Yorkshire feel their employers do not care about their health and well-being, leading many to look for new jobs. That's according to a national study by Investors in People, which found 55% of the 3,000 employees polled did not feel their health and well-being was a priority and felt less motivated as a result. They're now urging organisations in the area to see it as crucial to their business and staff retention. A Barcelona football shirt signed by world-famous Lionel Messi was stolen from a social club in Cleethorpes. Thieves smashed the glass cover of the shirt, which was one of many pieces of sporting memorabilia nailed to the walls of the Linden Homes Club. But it was actually returned to the club following an appeal on social media, which got widespread support from the community. A few days after it was taken, they posted a picture on Facebook of the valuable jersey, which had been left outside the club for staff to find one morning. A Grimsby riding school is encouraging young riders and motorists to be more aware of horses on the roads. There have been 7 accidents over the last 3 years, 2 of them serious, and Jill Last offers safety courses for riders. However, she also wants motorists to be more aware of horses and to give them space on the roads.
And I feel, there's a lot of children what don't know how to manage on the road and they ride on the footpaths around, and they're getting themselves into a lot of trouble, with the cars bipping and stuff like that. So I think it's very important that they're learn the correct way. I think a number of people could benefit as well, because we've got one little girl who can't take a cycling position because she can't actually balance on a bike. But doing something like this, she can educate herself a little bit better.
Humberside Police advise motorists and riders to brush up on the Green Cross Code, which gives safety advice on how to deal with horses. More on that story later in this evening's news. Health workers are holding drop-in sessions in Grimsby Town Centre as part of National Eating Disorder Week. Advisors based at Grimsby's Rarian Fields will have a stand at Freshney Place today and Thursday for anyone looking for advice on what can be life-threatening conditions. The team have also announced that 3 more beds may be added to the unit to meet demand, although the plan is still in the consultation phase. They hope to use National Eating Disorder Week, which started yesterday, to raise awareness of the specialist treatment available at Grimsby. Clinical lead Mandy Barker said that intense treatment from staff with knowledge and understanding can stop people becoming revolving door patients. A man from Pocklington has been ordered to repay more than £11,500 he fraudulently claimed in benefits. Kevin Stevens, 55, of Kirkland Street was given a 12-month community order, 60 hours of community service, and ordered to pay costs when he appeared at Beverley Magistrates Court. He misled the Department of Work and Pensions and East Riding Council by failing to disclose more than £16,000 he had in various bank accounts, so he could claim council tax benefit and job seekers allowance for more than 3 years. Jeff Taylor, Principal Investigations Officer for East Riding Council, said that working jointly with the DWP was an effective weapon against fraudsters and ensuring that money goes to those who need it, not the dishonest minority. And do you love that big band sound? If so, you may want to take advantage of the opportunities with East Coast Elite. They're national champions in their field and looking for people to sign up.
We played at the Olympic Park, which was the best thing. Before that, years ago, we played at the Disney World, and this last year we won the British Youth Marching Band Championship for the whole of the UK, after playing at 4 or 5 different venues up and down the country.
More on that later in this evening's news. That's all from me today. I'll see you next time.
Rewind the clock centuries, even decades, and seeing horses on the roads would be a familiar sight. But as cars now dominate the highways, it's thought motorists are unsure of what the safety advice actually is surrounding these magnificent animals and their riders when they come face to face with them. Wheelsby Park Riding School in Grimsby is also calling for riders to be more aware of potential hazards and how to react quickly if their horse becomes agitated. Reporter James Dunn went to the local riding school to find out how young riders are learning about road safety and what motorists can do to make things easier for them.
Horses ruled Britain's carriageways long before the motor vehicle was on the horizon. Now these majestic animals take a back seat to cars and lorries, and however experienced the rider, live animals sharing the roads with big noisy engines can cause its problems.
Horses are unpredictable. There's no such thing as a bomb-proof horse. The slightest thing can make them spook. And a rider needs to know how to control that spook. For example, you have to make sure that the horse goes away from the road rather than into the traffic. So that's a key issue.
In Humberside, there have been 7 incidents involving horses on the roads over 3 years. It may not sound like a lot, but 2 of these were serious accidents. That's why riding schools like this one are running riding safety schools to minimise the risk.
It can be very, very dangerous. It can be fatal, you know, so that's why it's best like they get an insight of it now.
The young people here take a written test and are then evaluated on their basic skills before being given a pass or a fail by the instructor. The students learn all they can before hitting the roads, but the problem is that it's often not them that are most in need of education.
They have to know road signs, they have to understand which way traffics are going, clear signals, observation is the main key, they have to be alert all the time. There's lots of places where horses can and can't ride, and it's important that they know. A lot of education needs to be put towards the car driver, to be honest, because they often don't give the horse a second chance, they don't give them an inch on the road.
Yes, they've just got to try and pass wide and slow, no bibbing, and give us a bit of room, because if a horse decides to shy and he turns into the traffic, he's wider than a car, the big horses, so it could be quite fatal, that. Or a horse, if it does get startled, it could rear up and drop his rider, or even bolt, you know. There has been a few accidents about recent years, so, you know, they need to just be aware of that one.
And as well as teaching them basic skills, it can help people like Sophie here, who has been a little nervous in the saddle since she fell off her horse and damaged her back.
It just gave me more confidence than all the horses, because I've just started going on the bigger ones, because I've used to going on the little ones all the time.
And with the right training, they can all look forward to the perfect dismount. James Dunn, Estuary TV News.
Are you a young musician who wants to play at some of the country's biggest stadiums? If so, the Elite Marching Brass and Percussion Band could well make your dream come true. They are the national champions, entertaining crowds at the Paralympics last year, and they're now appealing for potential stars of the future to get involved. They say you don't have to be advanced or even own your own instruments, and that they're able to provide all the tuition you'll need. James Dunn has been busy. He went to one of their practice sessions to find out more.
The Elite Marching Band is so called for a reason. They're the current UK champions, and their march to victory has offered these talented young people some unique opportunities.
In the last
year and a half, we've played all around the country. We played both in competitions but also at social events. We played for the Olympic torch relay in Cleethorpes, which was fantastic, but we also got invited to play at the Paralympics down in London, which was absolutely superb. It was absolutely fantastic experience to play in front of hundreds of thousands of people at such a fabulous event, and it was a lovely day for everybody. It was great.
It's been a great experience going to places you would never have imagined going, like such as the Olympics.
It's very scary in front of all them people, but it was an amazing opportunity and I really enjoyed it.
The band practice here in Humberston Academy, but they perform all over the country using top-of-the-range equipment shipped in from all over the world. But it takes more than just music to put on a show.
I'm a dancer and I'm in the colour guard, so we use props and flags and routines throughout the show. Colour guard's entertaining, it tells the story, so it makes the show easier to follow. There's 8 of us at the moment and we're all friends because some of us are at school as well, but then mostly we're together here.
It's been in existence in one form or another since 1953, when it was originally a boys' brigade band. Now it's in a totally new and exciting era, but if it wants to last another 60 years, it needs to drum up some new members.
Well, what we need is young people, students who want to play music, learn, anyone that wants to do art and design, drama. We've got a good core of 30-odd members, including all brass, percussion and dance, but we need more younger people to take on and learn the skill.
This is James Dunn, Estuary TV News.
Thanks, James. If you would like to get involved, you can contact the band via their website, www.eastcoastelite.org. Now here's Tom with a look ahead at the weekend sport.
Hull City are up to 11th in the Premier League table after a convincing 4-0 win away at Cardiff, with Nikita Jelavic scoring twice, plus goals from Tom Huddleston and Jake Livermore. In the FA Trophy semi-final second leg, Grimsby drew 1-1 with Cambridge, but lost 3-2 in aggregate, ruling out a Wembley final appearance for a second successive year in the competition. A hat-trick by David Sayers helped Scunthorpe defeat Portsmouth 5-1, who are now on the same points as Chesterfield in Sky Bet League 2, who were defeated by strugglers Wickham. In the Skrill Premier, Lincoln drew 1-1 with Chester, who may have got maximum points had Alan Power not had his penalty saved. North Ferriby dropped down to second in the Conference North after a 1-1 draw away to Gloucester City, Jamie Yates scoring for the Villagers. In the Toolstation Northern Counties East League Division 1, Cleethorpes Town and Hemsworth Miners Welfare drew 3-3. Grimsby Borough lost 3-1 at Hall Road Rangers, and Louth Town were defeated again, this time 3-1 at home to Shore Lane Aquaforce. In the Evo Stick Northern Premier League First Division South, Goole lost 2-1 at Graiseley. Elsewhere, Micklehove Sports beat Brigtown 3-0. In rugby, Cleethorpes suffered a disappointing 53-3 loss against Rugby Lions in the Midlands Junior Vars semi-final. In ice hockey, the Hull Stingrays lost by a solitary goal in their game away to Dundee Stars. In lacrosse, Hull finished in 4th position after they beat Stoke 21-9. In the 2014 World Superbike Championship, local rider Alex Lowe's suffered a crash resulting in a dislocated ankle and a broken foot in the first race. In the second race, he finished in 13th position. Finally, in boxing, Hull boxer Luke Campbell defeated Scott Moyes, giving him his 5th successive win. Curtis Woodhouse won the British light welterweight title against Darren Hamilton and ending his boxing career on a high. That's all for the weekend sport. I'm Tom Reed.
Now don't forget that if you have any stories, news or views that you want to share with us, get in touch by phone on Grimsby 315561, write on our Facebook page or tweet us at Estuary TV or email us on news@estuary.tv. That's all from us. Hope you can join us again next time. Goodbye.